Apple releases new iOS betas, Foxconn ramps up hiring, rest in peace Stitcher, and more on today's tech news. YouTube Music is getting an update. Currently, if you favorite a song and want to add it to your playlist, it will always ask you which playlist you want to add to, or if you want to create a new playlist. With the new update, it will automatically save to the last playlist that you use. So if you created a playlist today and then you added a song to that playlist, every time you want to add a song to a playlist, it will automatically add it there. There is an option where you can change it to a different playlist, and that is exactly the same as Amazon Shopping, where if you've got a list on there, you've saved an item to that list. Every time you go to save another item, it will always ask you if you want to save it to that list, but you can always have the option to change it. It'll probably take a little bit of a while to get used to, but in the long run, it's going to save you some time if you like to create new playlists and always like to use the same one anyway. An article on 9to5 Google says that YouTube is now adding badges to YouTube Premium for some bizarre reason. Now, what it does say is you'll get random badges. There doesn't seem to be any sort of use to them, apart from there's been a bit of quirky fun and animated. So some of those that you've actually got is Trailblazer. You joined the Premium within its first 2 years of launching. You got the Enthusiast. You got 10 million Club. Congratulations to start that trend and being one of the first 10 million members. You've got a worry-free watcher, a gold listener, a platinum listener, and the list goes on. And this kind of reminds me of what Fitbit used to offer when you walk a certain number of steps, or if you go in a certain distance. For example, if you walk the length of Rome, over time, you'd get that badge on there. So I don't really see the benefits of what this would be, apart from a bit of quirky fun, and probably aimed at people for the younger audience maybe. But let me know if you'd find this feature useful. Foxconn is starting to ramp up hiring process ahead of the iPhone 15 launch. Foxconn plant is offering a bonus of 8,000 yuan, which is about $1,105 for former employees who return regularly to the assembly line for peak seasons, according to a job posting on Monday. This comes as a sign that Apple is still relying on China as its main supplier, despite the fact that it's trying to diversify across other countries such as India and Vietnam. Now, it is going to take a good while to move the production that they've got in China over, because they've used that for so long. It isn't going to get to scale as quickly as you may hope. And obviously, it is currently working out with them being in China. Restrictions are lower than what they were during the pandemic seasons, so there is no real rush for Apple to have to force the other countries to ramp up to the volumes they were getting in China just yet. So the slow and steady pace seems to be working for Apple. Samsung has revealed a roadmap to expand its chip manufacturing business. It is expecting to start making 2nm process mobile chips in 2025, and Samsung is looking to catch up to TSMC. On Wednesday, the Korean tech giant revealed a roadmap for expanding its semiconductor business, according to CNBC, and has revealed months ago that Samsung wanted to make the 2nm process by 2025, but this roadmap now provides new details on where they are looking to do that. So they're looking to begin mass production of the 2nm process, like I said, by 2025, and it is also hoping to expand high-performance computing in 2026 and automotive in 2027 as well. The company also stated that it plans to work on a 1.4nm process by 2027. It also plans to expand its chip manufacturing capacity by opening up facilities in South Korea and Texas. Whilst Apple is actively working on iOS 17 betas with Beta 2 currently out for developers, that doesn't mean that they've actually stopped working on iOS 16. So last night, Apple actually released the fourth beta of iOS 16.6 to both the public and developers. And this is due probably coming out in about July-ish time, ready before iOS 17 then in about September. Now, with most of these changes, you're going to obviously get minimal things in there, but most of them is probably going to be bug fixes and security updates. But it is always advisable to keep your device up to date until then. If you are running iOS 17, feel free to let me know what you're finding and what you're enjoying and what you're disliking about the changes. Whilst Apple has unveiled that they're going to be updating Airdrop on iOS 17 so that you can actually carry on using the Airdrop features without being close to the device via Wi-Fi, that doesn't mean that Google is sat on its laurels. Instead, they are now updating Nearby Share so that you can actually use it even when the screen is off. Previously, if you wanted to use Nearby Share on Android devices, the screen had to be awake so that you could accept it. However, new code suggests that the change will be coming soon, allows users to actually send Nearby Share even when the screen is off. There are several reports from users who have actually already received this update and are able to use the feature, but like all Android updates, they are rolling out slowly, so you just need to be patient until it comes to you. A few months ago, the company Proton unveiled Proton Pass, which was an active subscription for their email and VPN service. And now they've moved on to launch their own password manager, Proton Pass. Proton Pass is available as a browser extension and also an iOS and Android app. And the company does plan on open sourcing it so it can be audited for this code. If you are a premium subscriber, you get unlimited aliases and also two-factor authentication as well. Well, Apollo will be shutting down tomorrow, and it is starting to process the refunds for prorated users. Now, they have actually included an option where you can actually decline the refund, and the reason for this is because obviously this is coming out of the pocket of the developer himself, and when you take out the premium usually for the year, that's budgeted into their running costs and everything else, and obviously salary for the work that he's actually doing as a one-man team. Now, obviously, since Reddit has actually changed this and didn't give them much time, then they are actually going out of their way to refund people out of the money that they'd already set aside and probably paid themselves, and just living costs and running costs and everything else. So if you are feeling a bit generous and you do want to decline that, make sure you hit that, because if you don't decline that refund, then it will be processed to you on a pro rata basis anyway. The podcasting app Stitcher has confirmed that it will be shutting down on August 29th. It was originally purchased by SiriusXM, and they have confirmed that whilst the podcasts themselves will not be going anywhere other than to SiriusXM, the actual app itself will be shutting down. So if you use that as your main podcasting app and you're not in the US like myself, then it is time to be looking to another podcasting app. Now, I personally use Pocket Cast, but there are plenty out there that do the job. Now, in the email, they do say that most show pages on the Stitcher.com website will be redirected to their sister app, Pandora, which is also owned by SiriusXM. Beats Studio Pros are actually going to be getting an update, and this is going to be the first time in over 5 years. Now, the update is actually going to make it better than the AirPods Pro Max, and with this update, it's obviously going to be connected via a USB-C cable. The Beats signature profiles delivers tonally balanced tuning, stable for all genres of music. Previously, it used to be bass heavy, but Beats have seemed to be walking that back a little bit lately. The entertainment profile amplifies selected portions of the audio spectrum, enhancing the experience for movies and games. It's got a conversation profile which optimizes the frequency for voice, so it'll be ideal for phone calls or listening to podcasts. And it's also got seamless integration with iOS and Android. The Beats Studio Pro will actually include a monthly function button on the side, enabling users to seamlessly switch between transparency mode and active noise cancellation, along with toggling between listening modes and managing connectivity as well. The headphones will incorporate upgraded voice targeting microphones, offering improved call clarity when filtering out noise background, and the call performance is expected to be up to 27% better than the Beats Studio 3. Well, that's it for today, guys. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you on the next episode.